Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
it makes sense.
Okay.
Are you going to dedicate the water resource area to the city?
The question is, are we going to dedicate the land to the water resource? Are we going to dedicate the open space tract to the city? And the answer is not at this time. It is not required by code to dedicate. At this point, my client is not interested in dedicating that land.
What would be the
Wait a minute,
benefit?
wait a minute. At the
No,
last meeting,
Slow down.
he said that he would dedicate, he would donate that land to the city.
Okay, let's just slow down. Okay. Okay, your question is he going to dedicate it? And the answer is, as I just gave you, not at this time. Your question was, he or his representative said at the annexation
No.
presentation, it must have been a presentation
Yeah.
prior to annexation, which
Yeah.
was last winter, that he would be dedicating it. He is willing to dedicate an easement for public travel or a creek, or a trail that has been requested.
That's not what he said. He
Okay.
said he would donate more than half the property to the city.
Okay. I appreciate that, and I will go back and read that. I was not the consultant at the time that application was made, and I was not part of that, so I'm going to have to go back and read the record. And I appreciate you telling me that, because it's not something that I'm familiar with. I will go back and read it. I will go back and read the record and see. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, he did say that
I'm
he
here.
would donate it all to the city, and he actually indicated that he would work with Gordon Howard, our city planner and attorney, and Gordon Howard also said that it was a doable thing to have that done before the land was annexed, because we felt then that it would be a good sell to the people to bring it into the city, to annex it in. That never happened because both of them dropped the ball. And I felt like I was led to believe that it was going to happen,
Okay.
so I'm
I just want to
disappointed
get to
to
know
hear
it.
that.
Okay,
So
I
it
want to
is
get
the
this
same
on the record.
owner? It is the same owner?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Oh, okay. You don't know if it's been a different owner or sold or?
Let me get this on the record here. Citizens are concerned that a promise was made that the open space tract would be dedicated to the city at the time of development. My response is, my understanding is that the developer is not interested in dedicating it this time. However, I will go back and I will read the record. If that is in fact the case, based on what's on the record, I will remind the developer of that commitment, whether it was made by my client or some previous client or some previous property owner, and I will be able to address that at the time of the public hearing. I would encourage you, if you have evidence or documentation, to bring it, and that's something that's definitely something that you should bring to the public hearing and present to the public hearing. Well, and that's great, if it is. I have to go find the video.
And that is not what the lady said. At least I don't think that's what the lady said. She said that the landowner at the time of annexation was going to do it prior to annexation.
Okay, but I understand what she believed was going to happen with Gordon Howard, but you cannot dedicate land to a city until the land is in the city.
Well, there's three of us here that agree.
You have to have property.
Well, we got it on videotape.
Well, that's all I'm saying, you don't have to get the whatever.
What's important for you to understand is you can't dedicate land to a jurisdiction until jurisdiction has jurisdiction over that jurisdiction. Does that make sense to you? So it would have, the appropriate time to dedicate this land would be at the time of recording the final plat, because at this point there's nothing to dedicate. Okay, yes, ma'am.
Excuse me, but that may be so to a layperson, but our city attorney said that it could be done in a way that it would be binding after it was annexed. And actually, the developer and the landowner said that it would be to their advantage to dedicate that land to the city.
Yeah.
And they were looking forward to doing that.
That's right.
Well, maybe we should readdress this at the meeting, the first meeting, and let's see if we can get this re-annexed. Go back and have it re-annexed. Make him live up to his agreement.
What we have now is a piece of land that's in the city of Westland. that will be submitted to the City of Westland for a land use approval through the Planning Commission. The appropriate mechanism that I would suggest to you is to bring whatever evidence you have. I'm not trying to be obstreperous or difficult. What I'm telling you is I didn't participate in those hearings. I didn't participate in those meetings. So I have no personal or professional knowledge of any of those commitments. I understand what this lady is saying about what Gordon Howard may have mentioned as part of the annexation process. What he may have mentioned and what may have been discussed by the time it got through Planning Commission and City Council and annexation votes didn't appear to have come to pass. So your opportunity as citizens and neighbors is to make these prior commitments aware to the current planner who worked on the application. Gordon Howard still works for the City of Westland. He's still available. Remind him of that and bring this evidence to the Planning Commission or submit it to the staff person before we get to Planning Commission so that we can work these out. I don't believe that the developer is necessarily opposed to dedicating the land. What he told me was that at this point, I'm not interested in dedicating it today. Now, that doesn't mean that it won't happen in the future. It doesn't mean that it's an inappropriate thing to ask. I'm just telling you the very basic thing that I know. So I would encourage you to bring whatever evidence you have from prior commitments that someone may have made.
Why isn't the owner here?
Why isn't the owner here
Yeah.
tonight? Because that's my job.
In other words, he reviewed it